It's no secret that Spider-Man has had some controversial comics in recent years. But with the return of Ultimate Spider-Man, we've gotten, well, an actual Spider-Man.
For those who don't know, the Ultimate Universe was reset. The heroes of the world were prevented from becoming the heroes they were destined to become by an extra-dimensional threat who places the villains in charge of the world. Tony Stark learned about this and sent the heroes the means to become who we know them to be, one of which is Spider-Man.
Peter at this point is married to MJ and is a father of two. Uncle Ben is alive and working with the JJ, while May passed away in an attack on Stark Tower that was framed on Tony.
Issue 4 is what we want to talk about, though. In concept, this issue sounds like a bad idea. A Spider-Man book without Spider-Man in it at all. Just a dinner conversation between Peter and Harry Osborn, who in this world has become a good Green Goblin. There's no villain who interrupts the dinner and Peter has to sneak away. Even in the B-plot with Uncle Ben, JJ, and the kids, they're simply talking about the name of the news site that they're starting.
The issue is a conversation about what Spider-Man could be, what he should be, and what his arrival can mean for everyone else.
What is said?
After introductions and some small talk, where we get some small glimpses into who these characters are, it's Gwen who gives us our first conversation about Spider-Man.
Gwen in this book is clearly wicked smart and calculating, with a tendency to come off a bit strong in a very corporate way.
Within 5 panels, there's a game played between Gwen, Peter, and MJ. Gwen mentions Peter's ability to get great shots of Spider-Man, wink wink, to which Peter brushes it off, leading to MJ telling him to say, "Thank you."
Now, you might be wondering what game there was in this small interaction. Unbeknownst to Peter, Harry has told Gwen all about who Pete really is. She knows everything, and within this interaction, Gwen just tested to see who knows what, and MJ doesn't know Peter is Spider-Man.
Gwen shifts what she says a little from here. She looks directly at Peter as she talks about what Spider-Man showing up means.
Boiled down, Gwen says that the presence of Spider-Man shows everyone that something in the world isn't right, that someone has to rise above the ordinary to do something about the wrongs. He didn't show up for no reason. He has a purpose. All of that is said directly to Peter.
To which he brushes it all off, saying he works for the Bugle, to which, in an extreme close-up of Gwen, she says, "And you always will with an attitude like that."
Again, Gwen knows that Peter is Spidey. She's not really talking to him about the Bugle or his photos. She's talking about his reach as Spider-Man, to which Harry agrees.
Gwen and MJ leave, and as soon as he can, Harry confronts Peter about MJ not knowing. This is where we learn that Harry has told Gwen everything, which we spoiled for you, but we had to. We see 2 schools of thought, the classic secret identity reasoning and practical modern reasoning. This has been an argument inside and outside of comics for forever, but this time it's tied directly to who a new Spider-Man is supposed to be.
Understandably, Peter is scared for his family. He doesn't want them getting hurt. That's not new. He's also unsure of himself, though. He's worried that he doesn't actually want to do this, and because of his doubt, he hesitates to tell anyone.
Harry calls him out on all of this. He asks if Peter thinks he could really keep these lives separate from each other, how he's seen Peter in action, and Pete clearly wants to do this. Harry tells Peter that he's something special. He's not just some guy in a suit. He has the power to save the world.
Peter gives in at this point. He admits that he's finally good at something, but saving the world seems too big for him. In an odd twist of fate, it's the Green Goblin telling Spider-Man of the threats of the world. In an almost bolder move than this bold idea of an issue, it is Green Goblin Harry Osborn who tells Peter the immortal words. You know them.
The comic ends with Peter and MJ talking about the intensity of Harry and Gwen. But the last exchange the two have is another little test from Peter. He asks what MJ thinks of heroes, which is him asking what she thinks about him. He's still scared to tell her, so he's asking in a roundabout way. But MJ says she doesn't need heroes. She has Peter, and he smiles. That's all he needed.
Layout.
Although the dialogue is clearly the most important part of this issue, the layout of each page subtly influences the thoughts of the reader. The size and spacing of a panel could convey the importance or time of what's happening within.
For the most part, the series has varied panel sizes, with the occasional panel-breaking moments, of course, but usually a very organized and neat look to the book. Issue 4 is no different, starting the same. But as soon as the conversation with Harry begins, the book maintains a rigid 9x9 grid on each page.
Each panel is usually a close-up or extreme close-up of one of the 4 characters, Peter, Harry, MJ, or Gwen talking, with characters taking up 2 consecutive panels near the end of the book to emphasize what's being said.
This gives the effect of an extremely intimate and important conversation. Outside the 9x9 grid, nothing matters. Every word said is an important clue on who each character is and how they view the world.
When Gwen and MJ leave to use the restroom, or we visit Uncle Ben and the kids, the 9x9 grid goes away. It remains between Peter and Harry. The idea of the conversation being a friendly get-together changes. This wasn't an ordinary dinner. This is Harry testing and learning about Peter. This issue is a risk. It's an insane move to do a full superhero issue, for Spider-Man no less, and not have any action in the slightest. But that's the beauty of issue 4. There's action within the words, there's games, double meanings, twists, and revelations. All at dinner, no webs needed.
Marvel's main Amazing Spider-Man series has been struggling to feel this grounded, and in line with our beloved characters, of course. The ability to stop and focus on what was probably less than 3 hours of time passing is a true testament to what the Ultimate Spider-Man series is attempting.
Thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Comic Conquest.